Coming up this week, I've got a POV from the brand new wooden roller coaster Invader opening at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. Along with that, information on a ride that is set to close at Knott's Farm in California, lots more news and also a construction update from Gold Rush over at Slagharen. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke, this is Theme Park Worldwide the show, and that means it's time to cue those titles. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the show. Hope you've all had an awesome week. I've had a really good few days, a really busy few days, and that's why my voice is a little bit temperamental. Yes, I'm getting a bit of a cold, I think, and also I've had a busy few days in terms of theme parks. We went to Fantasy Island the other day on Sunday, had a fantastic time, and make sure you check out the vlog here on our YouTube channel. Along with that, we also went to Chesterton World of Adventures. We rode on the Gruffalo, and you know what? I was really impressed with what they've done. Yes, my heart still lies with Bubbleworks, but I know it was getting old, it was getting dated, and I do think the Gruffalo is a good replacement to it. As much as I'd rather them have spent the money and redone Bubbleworks, the fact that it had to go and they put something new in, if I was going to put something new in, that's probably what I would have done. It's really well done, and yes, it is an IP, but of course it's got some really nice theming, and the smell pods in there are absolutely fantastic. So make sure you check out our Chesterton vlog. They'll be online this week, where I discuss all my review and details on the brand new Gruffalo River Ride adventure at Chesterton. Other than that, we've had a really good few days on the channel, quite a few new videos gone online. We had a brand new episode of Let's Play Planet Coaster. There'll be another one to come online this week as well, so make sure you check that out once it goes on here on the channel. Quite a bit of news to get through this week, along with our usual sections, so that means it's time for a little bit of news off the rails. Now, Invader is a brand new wooden roller coaster coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. It's set to open in a few weeks' time, and it looks really good. I'm going to show you a POV in a couple of seconds' time, but yes, it is a brand new GCI wooden roller coaster. Great Coasters International. They do some fantastic rides. They did the likes of Joris over at Efteling. They did Woden over at Europa Park, and of course they're doing our very own Secret Weapon 8 opening at Alton Towers next year. So they're a really good manufacturer. Some of my favourite rides out there are actually GCI coasters, and this brand new coaster has a drop of 74 feet and reaches a top speed of 48 miles per hour. So the POV was released just yesterday over on the official YouTube channel to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and here it is. Take a little ride on Invader, the brand new coaster. It looks absolutely incredible. Here it is. If SWA ends up anything like that, I'll be really pleased. What an awesome family coaster that looks like. I really want to get out to Busch Gardens Williamsburg and see it one day, hopefully in the next couple of years. Looks like a really nice park, and this is a really good family edition for them. They've got a lot of massive thrill coasters there, so I think the fact they've gone for a GCI Woody, it works really well for them. So we'll keep you up to date when it opens and let you know what other people think of this ride. But it does look awesome, and I can't see why the reviews for this wouldn't be very good. It seems like a good ride, and like I say, it was aimed at families really, this one, and it's got a really nice theme to it as well with all the Vikings, and the advert for it's good as well. So like I say, we'll keep you up to date in the run up to the ride launching. Over to a ride that is set to close now in just a few weeks' time over at Knott's Farm in California. Now, I first went to Knott's Farm back in 2015. We had an amazing trip, and the vlog from there was great. However, it was a really, really hot day. I'll never forget how hot it was. It was in them ride queues, and we nearly had to bail early because it was that hot. It was absolutely scorching. Of course, Knott's Farm is just down the road from Disneyland. It's not far away at all, around 10 miles away, so not that far at all. But yes, they are going to close a ride on April the 23rd, 2017, and that is Boomerang. It's a classic Vekoma Boomerang, so it's not a massive loss. It's not like it's a unique coaster that we're losing here. There's plenty of other standard Boomerangs out there in the world, but it's still a shame to see this ride close. At the end of the day, it did open back in 1990, so it's been there for quite a long time at the park. But what a strange time to close a ride. 23rd of April 2017 just seems really strange. You'd have thought they'd have done it at the end of a summer season or something like that. So that's what makes me think, is this the start of a brand new project on that site? Of course, they'll get the coaster taken down and then put something new in its place, whether that be a new flat ride, dark ride, water ride, coaster. Who knows? I'd like to think we'll get another coaster there. Big new ride at Knott Farm. Of course, they've redone Ghost Rider recently as well. That looks really good. Unfortunately, I never got to experience that when we were there due to it having the overhaul. It's been completely retracked and that looks good by GTI actually, but that looks great. So hopefully I'll get back there in the next few years and see that. But yeah, let's see what happens there. Comment below. I'll be really interested to see what do you think is going to be coming to Knott Farm. If anything, are they just removing it and going to put nothing in its place, or do you think this is part of a bigger sort of project for that area of the park? Comment below and I'd be very interested to see. Next piece of news I'm going to talk about is from Efteling and Symbolica. I've spoken about Symbolica so much, and that's because I'm really excited. If you've not yet done it, go over to their official YouTube channel and check out the series they've been doing. It's really good. Another one was released last week, and this is showing the ride vehicles to Symbolica, this fantastic new trackless dark ride. Of course, we got all the details in this one, showing it testing at the ride manufacturers, and then they actually went over to the park and we see some shots inside the actual ride itself and the ride vehicles going round, so it looks really good. Here's a photo of the trains and they got from the video just there, all of them stacked up nicely. Doesn't that look really good? I mean, I love the finish on these trains, and the manufacturer said that Efteling had asked for this specific design. They've spent the money on making it look really nice. The colour scheme is really good on there as well. You can see from the video on there. I won't talk about it too much. I think it's good that you guys go over and watch that on their channel. They also just hit 100,000 subscribers over on Efteling's YouTube channel, so big well done to those guys. They're always pushing videos out there, and I wish more theme parks did the likes of what Efteling do in terms of putting more videos out there about the park, behind the scenes, even things like what the chefs are cooking in the restaurants, that kind of stuff. Efteling do a lot on their YouTube channel, and they really deserve all the credit, so make sure you do go and check that out. A little bit of sad news though now, and that is from Phantasialand, where an accident happened last week, just after we released last week's episode of the show actually, and it was a fatal accident that happened at the park. This wasn't with a guest, it was actually with a member of the maintenance team, where sadly a member of staff was hit by the ride system on Wingus, which is a marathon spinning coaster which is located in the fancy area of the park. So anyone who's seen one of our POVs or vlogs or even ridden the ride will know there's two spinning coasters next to each other, and they both feature vertical lifts to take the trains from the bottom to the top, and then they go down and on the way with the rest of the circuit. From what I can work out, obviously German translation, that sort of stuff, they didn't actually get hit by the ride car, they got hit by the elevator system itself. So obviously I believe the maintenance area is just behind there, so they were walking through I reckon, and then got hit by the elevator. Really sad news, and of course our thoughts go out to the families of the individual that was involved in the accident, and hopefully the park will recover from this and look at safety procedures to prevent something like that happening again. It's a shame that we've had quite a few accidents over the past couple of years in the theme park industry, and it is really sad, but hopefully parks will learn from it and work to improve safety going forward from that. Now the final bit of news, a bit more positive to talk about, is the brand new Gerstlauer roller coaster opening over at Slagharen. Now this looks like a really good ride actually. Unfortunately we haven't got time to get it in on our September mega trip, as would have loved to have gone and done it. It's a little bit further out than where we're going, but hopefully I'll get there next year or the year after. But yeah, this brand new Gerstlauer ride, it's not very often that I get excited by Gerstlauer, as you know, but we did some good ones last year. Of course we did Van Helsing's Factory, which is a dark coaster, they call it a Gerstlauer bobsleigh coaster, but yeah, it's like a family ride inside a warehouse, and it works so well, all themed to Van Helsing. We also did Anubis the ride at Plopsaland, and that was absolutely fantastic. A little bit on Anubis coming up next actually, if some of you worked it out. But yeah, here's some photos. This was taken a few weeks back, showing the track and how that's developed, so this looks really cool. And then just last week, some photos from the official Facebook page of Slagharen, just showing the trains being delivered there as well. So looks like a really good ride, and hopefully some of you guys will get out there to go and ride it this year. I know there's quite a few people who watch the channel who are from around that area, like the Belgiums, the Netherlands, that sort of area. So hopefully you guys will get there and experience it and send in a review for us here on the channel. Now it's time for a little bit of Name That Coaster.
You're like a roller coaster, move and shake me.
So I mentioned it just in News Off the Rails. It was, of course, Anubis the ride for last week's Name That Coaster. You could tell from the sound of that launch. It's a fantastic launch and I really enjoyed it. Like I say, I'm not normally a massive fan of Gerstlauers, but they were really good, the two what we did over there, and especially Anubis. What a fantastic ride. It's so smooth, and the theme of the whole station and that, it's really good, and Plopsaland operate it really well as well. So yeah, there you go, it was Anubis the ride. I've got another one for you this week. Again, this one is in mainland Europe. I have been on it and it does feature here on our YouTube channel in POVs and vlogs. So are you ready? Here we go. It's quite a long clip again, this one. It's this week's Name That Coaster. Stop. I do like my little dancing while I'm doing this. So there we go. All you need to do, remember, it's just for fun. Comment below on this video, and then in next week's episode of the show, just after News Off the Rails, I'll reveal what that coaster was.
Questions, questions, questions everywhere.
Next up, it's question time. As always, I've got 4 questions this week that you guys have sent in over on our Facebook page, and then Charlotte has picked out the questions for me to read this week. So question number 1 has come from Morgan. Hi Morgan, who has asked, if I could live in any theme park, resort, hotel, which one would it be and why? There's some really nice hotels out there. A lot of them I've not stayed in, to be honest, but I did stay in this one, and it was Hotel Colosseo at Europa Park. It's a really nice hotel, and all the hotels there are really nice at Europa Park Resort. But yeah, Colosseo, I'd love to just have a balcony there looking out and seeing all the different fountains going off. Maybe a big penthouse on the top, that'd be nice. But yeah, it's a really nice hotel, so definitely that one. Thank you for your question. Leah's asked, not this to Lee Wood, just to confirm, what will I miss most about Pleasure Island in Cleethorpes? It was a great little park. I really enjoyed it, and there were some good rides there. But Tommy Tinkerboo's Sweet Adventure, which is one of the dark rides there, I'll miss that a lot. It was a bit of a bubble works, and I really enjoyed that. So there you go. Joseph has asked, if I could buy any theme park, which one would it be? Oh, it's a tough choice. There's so many parks out there that I'd like to do improvements to and add things to, but I am going to say, again, I'm going to say Pleasure Island. I know it's closed, but I would love to have bought that. I think it's a really nice location with the lake. You had like the mine train coaster next door, and yeah, it just needed some theming all around that area, and it could have been a really immersive experience. So yeah, if I had won the lottery this week on Euro Millions, I'd be really trying to buy Pleasure Island as if we could do something with that. So thanks for your question there, Joseph. Final one has come from Samuel, who has asked, do I think Log and Sleep will return at Thorpe Park? This has been something a lot of people have been discussing down in the comments, actually, and I did mention it last week. I really don't know. It's been shut, what, this is second season closed now. Who knows what they're doing. They've got the brand new timber tugboat though, opening just around the corner, so let's see what happens. Personally, I'd like to think it would reopen, but I really don't know. Let's see what they do with that one this year. Of course, if they have the Scare Maze going around there again, platform 15 like they did last year, then of course that pretty much shows, doesn't it, nothing's going to be done again for next year, and it'll probably end up just getting removed. So let's see what happens to that one. That's all for question time. All you need to do is send in your questions over on our Facebook page, and then Charlotte will go through them, message you back, and we'll put them in next week's episode of the show. It's time for Merch Paradise, and this week I'm going to show you something that I bought from Disneyland Paris. Talking about Disneyland Paris, actually, I'm really enjoying all the decorations that have gone up around the park, and next week I'll have a bit of a special talking all about the additions for the 25th anniversary at Disneyland Paris. It looks fantastic. You've got all blue and silver decorations down Main Street. There's also a bit in the Studios Park as well, and it looks really good to what I've done there. But like I say, I'll talk about it all next week, and of course we'll have reviews from Disney Illuminations, the parade to talk about, and let's just see what's going on with all that. So very exciting, and that'll be coming up next week on the show. So the merch what I've got is from Tower of Terror. Look at this, it just literally goes on the back of your door handle, and there you go, it's got it on French on that side, and on this side we've got the English version. Do Not Disturb, the Hollywood Tower Hotel. I absolutely love Tower of Terror, it is fantastic. I just thought this was a nice bit of merchandise. It was quite cheap actually as well, in terms of how Disney merchandise goes. I've also got the little bell from Tower of Terror as well, which is quite cool, from the Hollywood Tower Hotel. But yeah, there you go, a nice bit of merch from Disneyland Paris. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who've got merch from Disney parks, so if you have got it, make sure you send it in for TPW Showcase, and I'll share it next week. time for the final segment of the show. It is, of course, TBW Showcase. And now, last week I did ask for you to comment below on the video with what is your favourite flat ride at a theme park. Picked out 3 of my favourite ones to read out, and the first one's Daniel Fotheringham. His favourite flat ride is Doctor Doom's Fearfall at Universal Islands of Adventure. He said it's got great theming, a really good storyline, and it's a scary ride that makes him want to go on again and again. So thanks for sharing that one. YouTube user IPDVB, that's quite complex for me to say, with a no voice. Anyway, his favourite flat ride is definitely the Columbus Dinghy, as I call it. It's Europa Park. He said it's amazing how much effort they put into the ride. It's such a simple flat ride, but they put so much lighting in there, fountains, projection mapping, interactive elements, a well-themed queue line, setting up a background story. So he really likes Columbus Dinghy at Europa Park, so thanks for that one. The final one is Jim Brewer, who has said his favourite flat ride is Eagle's Claw at Lightwater Valley. He says it's so intense and he was never off it when he went to the park. It's a really good ride, I do enjoy it. At Lightwater Valley, make sure you go and check it out, and of course we will be there this year as well at Lightwater Valley and Flamingo Land for our annual Yorkshire trip. It's always a good one. In terms of photos I've had sent in this week, the first one has come from Bradley, who had a photo here with the one and the only, it's Harry Turnstiles himself. Next one's come from Philip with a Tower of Terror on-ride photo. Stuart is next up with a vampire on-ride photo there from Cheston World of Adventures. Jodie has got a dinosaur on-ride photo. I really do enjoy Dinosaur. When I was back on it in January, me and Harry were there. We rode it probably about 20-25 times. So good, it was nice to get back on it. Next photo is James with a Rumnah Rapids on-ride photo from Thorpe Park. Moving on, we've got Neil with some DLP 25th anniversary merchandise. He's got a magnet just there, loving that. Jenny's got lots and lots of intimate merchandise there. I can see you got all sorts, so thank you for sharing that. Be interested to know how you got that. Did you contact the manufacturer, or just comment below in the video so other people can do the same as you did. Josh has got a merchandise collection just there as well. James next up, he's got a massive merch collection, lots of little gems in there that look great. Next up then we've got Ben with a Disneyland Beauty and the Beast selection of merchandise. Look at that, Beauty and the Beast, it's out in cinemas. I need to go and see it actually, see the live action remake, and let you know what I thought to that. I love my Disney films, I love Disney parks, so I'll get out there and go and see that. If you haven't noticed, I always wear my Disneyland hoodie. I always seem to wear it for the show. Sometimes I wear different things, but this Disneyland one, I don't know, it always seems to come on when I do my weekly videos. Next up then we've got our birthdays. So happy 33rd birthday to Michelle. We've got happy birthday to Victoria, John, and also a happy 23rd birthday to David. Thanks to all of you for watching Theme Park Worldwide, the show, and I'm glad you enjoy our videos. Been a bit of a shorter episode this week. My voice is really hurting. I'm going to give it a rest over the next few days, but make sure you stay tuned for our Cheston World of Adventures vlog, check out our Fancy Island vlog, and of course next week we're going to be at Alton Towers on Monday for live updates on our social media channels. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke, thank you very much for watching and dealing with my voice, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you later guys, have an epic week.